Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition. Founders French Toast Bastard. Vanilla, cinnamon, maple, bourbon, barrel aged Scotch ale revisited. So I found this vanilla, cinnamon, maple, bourbon, barrel aged Scotch ale at Mathern's. It was $14.99 for the 4-pack. So, no. It was $14.49. If I said $14.99, I might have misspoke. So $14.49. So half of 14 is 7. Half of 7 is $3.50. So that's not a bad price per single when you think about it. 11.1% alcohol. What is it? 50 bitterness units, but it doesn't say on the bottle. Barrel aged in somebody's barrels. Backwoods Bastard gets the full-fledged breakfast treatment. Our malty and rich bourbon barrel-aged Scotch ale is introduced to the essence of smooth maple. Not maple syrup, maple essence. Warm cinnamon and notes of sweet vanilla for an incredibly decadent, brunch-inspired sipper. One taste and you'd swear you were digging into your Sunday morning French toast. Breakfast for dinner, anyone? Or for your afternoon delight, as it pertains to me, myself, and I. Bottled on August 14, 2023. Okay. I'm so scared looking at this label, because it's not right to put scary stuff on a label. Okay, but in all seriousness, a malt beverage with natural flavors, aged in oak bourbon barrels, Heaven Hill, Sazerac, Glenmore, we don't know. With vanilla extract, cinnamon, and maple extract. Okay. Another flavored malt beverage from the world of flavored malt beverages. But of course, this is going to be a higher grade than your Cayman Jack or your Four Locos, or your, well, you know what those flavored malt beverages are. Kinky, extra kinky, 8%. Ooh, I smell it already. I was thinking like, nah, I'm not going to buy it again. I mean, I've had it, I've done the review, and then I started looking yesterday. I'm like, I did kind of like that flavor and everything. I'm smelling the maple already. Now, it has a somewhat creamy beige head. I don't even know if that's dark enough to be beige. And the appearance is brown. It's just brown, like a brown Crayola. All right, pretty. A pretty beer. You say, where's the chunks? Where's the haze craze? Call Founders. I think when I did the review a year ago, I said it smelled like the country cabin. I believe that's a common brand of, I don't really buy pancake syrup. Honestly, I have great value in my cabinet. It tastes good to me, you know, for my basic utility. But I know there's a name brand called, I believe it's called Country Cabin. I think technically it's called Log Cabin Country Cabin. It's like a sub-brand of Log Cabin. But whatever the case, this smells like that. Except I don't think Country Cabin blended breakfast pancake waffle syrup is aged in bourbon barrels. So, all dramatics aside, there is an underlying beer aroma, like a Scotch ale aroma. We used to get the Old Chub, gone, needs to come back, from Oscar Blues. We used to get, well, we still get Dirty Bastard sometimes, you see, so we do get it. We do get it. Skull Splitter, I can find that in Metairie at Dorgnac's. It's the only store I know of that sells it. I don't think I can recall any other Scotch ales, really. They just not, it's not a, back in 1996, I got Rick and Jack Scotch Ale from Louisiana. That was good, but I think the company faded away. I'm pretty sure they did, but yeah, it's just not a popular style. I don't know, people don't like that twang twist to the nose in the flavor. But mainly it smells like that. I think it's called Country Cabin. I just don't deal with waffle and pancake syrup enough to really pin that down. I know there's Pearl Mills, formerly Aunt Jemima, the better name. There's Miss Butterworth's. There's all your private labels, Food Club, Great Value, SG, Best Choice, and so forth. And there's, well, of course, Log Cabin, but like I say, this smells like the sub-brand. All right, taste, cheers. I mean, it smelled like the sub-brand. Okay. Now the flavor, no. Nothing in the flavor of this will make you think of pancake or waffle syrup. No, it'll make you think of an oak barrel. And I think it is a much oakier barrel than in the past, which may or may not appeal to you. This is the 2023 edition. Whew. This is wooden, vanilla, cinnamon, maple extract. Bourbon barrel. Well, I wish they would say what bourbon, but you know, it could be a problem where it's a blend. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be getting bourbon barrels from different sources. Midwest Grain Products in Indiana. It could be bourbon barrels from McCormick Distillery in western Missouri. Could be bourbon barrels from Four Roses in Kentucky, Heaven Hill in Kentucky, Buffalo Trace in Kentucky, Glenmore in Kentucky. You just don't know. So it may not be a specific barrel, just whatever they get. They said, wow, it'd just be a generalized flavor. And that would be fine, I guess, you know, as long as it mostly tastes the same each year. But this does not really taste like last year's. Okay, so the body's high, medium, nearly heavy. The finish is, yeah, it's like mostly dry. It's like 75-25, 75% dry, 25% sweet. But it's not a sweet beer, particularly. Nice lacing. I'll say 2.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. Seemed like it would be 4.5 out of 5, right? But it's not. It's not a sugar bomb. Now, you get a lot of flavored malt beverages. They are just teeth-rotting, mind-numbing. It's like you almost have like a seizure drinking them. And like, they're so sugary. This is like, they're unreal, which appeals to the America's sugar, you know, sweet tooth. But this one is restrained. And then the bitterness. Now they're saying, I think they're saying 50 IBUs, but no. In the real world flavor is not bitter. But you see, a lot of times the IBUs the number won't match your real world experience because the sweetness of the beer will override that. You know? It's just put in there for balancing. They'll add a lot of hot bitterness for balancing. I was going to say they might do that for Mike's Harder, their cranberry and their black cherry and their other flavors, mango or whatever, pineapple, mango. But I don't think they're doing that because they're saying on their website they process the beer, or if you live in Canada, process the beer to really remove hops. So I don't think there's a balancing bitterness. And that's why those other ones are so one-sided. They're good in their own way, in that Kool-Aid type Weilers type of way. But this is a more serious, like a beer person beer. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, although those other ones I'm naming, Smirnoff Ice Smash, those are fun. Those are very fun products, and I would not turn my nose down to them. Well, turn your nose down to them. What the heck? But then you can still have fun with them as you look down on them. But the bitterness on my scale out of 5 hop cones, I would say I'm going to say at the most 2 out of 5 hop cones. Really, I cannot see any beer drinker in the world drinking this and saying it's bitter. Now, if you tasted this and said it's strange, it's odd, or what is that woody flavor that's off-putting, you might find all of those things just too much. I'll go along with that. But to say it's bitter, I would just say it's not bitter. Woody, yes. Sweet, it's really not that sweet. I don't have last year's or the previous year. It could have been 2021. I don't have those additions to compare. So, and then those would have been aged in the refrigerator. So that could throw off the taste challenge anyway. Beer doesn't age like liquor. Like you can buy bottles of liquor. They don't change over time. I think theoretically they don't. So, but with beer, it does. There's too many variables. Love the appearance. I do like this one. Maybe 2021 or 22. I really cannot remember, but I'm thinking it's 2022 last year. And I think that one was very pancake syrup in its approach, which I like because, like I said already, I do like that kind of stuff. But I think this year they wanted to take a different tack, different approach, and say, okay, let's emphasize the oak barrels, or the more bourbon side of it. And have a drier product. I'm not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. So it's an interesting approach. Drier, probably more what we would say quintessential, like craft beer type thing, which you hate to even use those kind of terms but these days. But yeah, would it still be in the A range like when I had it before? It would be. Yes, I think 95 would be a fair score. 95, most excellent, with consideration that it is going to be different. I think they wanted each variant to be a bit different. I'm not saying that they intentionally changed the recipe. They do that. They used to do that with the old Anchor, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, our special ale. Each year was a different recipe. Altered, wasn't profound. A Beta Christmas ale is different every year. Not in any major way, but it is different. One year it tastes like ham glaze, which wasn't necessarily a good idea. But I think maybe Breckenridge Christmas Stout might change each year. I'm not sure. But I don't think it's like they changed the recipe. It's just they changed the approach. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you start switching up the bourbon barrels, or you lengthen the aging, well, I guess that would change the recipe, right? With alter the algorithm. Could influence the product. But anyway, yeah, 95 out of 100, 9.5 out of 10, a very interesting product. I would highly recommend it. But like I say, you know, I got it for $14.49, a 4-pack, if that's what you want. I can see where some people would say, what? You want me to pay how much? Yeah, so that's, but it's out there, you know. And I live in a town that's not that big. In southeastern Louisiana, you know, we're looking at less than 30,000 people. We like at 28,000 people in the whole entire parish. We don't have counties, we have parishes. The whole parish is like 40,000 or less. And yeah, about still 40. And so we're not getting a deluge of craft beers. We get a good amount. And probably a lot better than you would expect for a parish this size. But if you go to St. Charles Parish, you might find it. Jefferson Parish, you will absolutely find it. Orleans Parish, you will certainly find it. St. Tammany, definitely you'll find it. East Baton Rouge Parish, yes, you'll find it. West Baton Rouge, that's more of a rural area, so it could be iffy. But yeah, across the whole United States, it'll be mostly available. But it won't be like natural light available. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. A rather unusual product, but interesting. And as long as it's interesting, I think we'd be very satisfied. So, laissez le bon temps relais, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Michigan and take a Founders Brewing brewery tour, and I would like to do that too, definitely.